2.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of 10-7. We are live here for the first time on YouTube and in the Facebook group. So welcome to everybody.
Yay! Hey, everybody.
We want to thank
What's
you for
up, y'all?
early on today. And we got, of course, a good show planned for you today. Everybody's been talking about that whole Will and Jada and August Alsina thing. We might mention it, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. But of course, with all that being said, we still have some things to talk about. But first and foremost, of course, how is everybody doing today?
Well, it's Friday, so
I
It is raining
know.
like hell outside.
I know.
and tomorrow's my birthday. In case anyone
Oh my
wants to know,
gosh! Happy birthday to
Birthday.
you.
it's happening.
Oh,
It's
yeah, you
happening.
forgot to put the cash app in the group and on Facebook.
I would never do that. I think that is
Hey.
complete trade tech.
Hey, listen, I got $3.09 when I put mine out there.
In that case,
People messing with you.
y'all got time to prepare. My birthday's in December.
It all came from one person though. So I mean, I don't know how.
Oh, well, at least they care.
Your mama love you.
Oh,
You
It
can
wasn't,
save
hey, it wasn't even my mom. It wasn't even her. But it's all good.
oh
She just-
wow.
$1 a day for me.
She just learned about Cash App on my birthday. But anyway, happy birthday, Tara. Happy early birthday. I'm
Thank
looking
you.
in the chat. Sheena says happy birthday, Tara.
Thank you.
Which
And-
Sheena?
It doesn't matter. Look
All
into we're not gonna get into all that.
All right, hi Sheena.
Thanks, Nina.
But
Thank you, Sheena.
Sheena from Eastern Shore. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
All
Oh,
right.
that's what
Oh,
Sheena
okay.
is.
All right. So
Hey, lady.
with all that being said, it's time to get started.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we always start the show with a would you rather. So
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
who has a would you rather today? Because it's
Well,
not
we
me.
have 2. Tyra has 1, and I have 1. Tyra, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Okay.
Okay.
All right,
go
so here's
Yeah.
my would you rather. I thought this was kind of funny. Would you rather have finger-sized nipples or nipple-sized fingers?
What?
What? Wait,
If
what?
that nipple was like a finger, imagine what's under a shirt.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
I
I
was
don't
so
want to
mad.
be neither.
Wait, rewind that. I can't process it. Say it again.
The men always do that. You have to pick. All right, I'm gonna repeat it. Would you rather have finger-sized nipples or nipple-sized fingers? So would you rather have like little teeny fingers, like nubs?
I'd rather have I'm just answering right now. I'd rather have finger-sized nipples. What am I doing with little
No,
tiny?
Imagine like your nipples like
Imagine your fingers that big. Like you can't do anything.
I mean, like, seriously, talk about your headlight showing. Like,
I know. I don't know if I want
Hey.
finger-sized nipples.
Like,
Listen,
the stadium lights are showing.
Yeah, seriously.
hey, listen. I'll put on like a couple Under Armour shirts or something. I mean, y'all
Under
got
Armour is not
Exactly.
gonna cover that. It's gonna protrude.
y'all got bras.
Why you always wear don't worry about it.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
gon-
I guess I could wear bulky sweatshirts.
They're gonna
I'm
have
always
man
cold
bras.
anyway, so.
They're gonna have man bras. If that would happen, they would have man bras to, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be out here. No, I'm not gonna be out here not be able to use my hands. So
Oh my God.
give me the finger sized nipples. I'll take that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I'll take.
Finger-sized nipples. Plus, I can't jerk off with nipple-sized fingers.
Oh my God.
Oy vey.
This is true.
Why?
This
Yeah,
is
I'm
why.
keeping
my
it real.
This is why we're live, and
This is
this is
exactly
my
why.
husband.
So y'all can see.
Yes.
I'll take the finger-sized nipples as well. I might be able to get some
Yeah,
type of
I'm going
plastic
with that.
surgery, to fix
no,
a
that-
finger-sized nipple.
Yeah.
Hell no.
That's not an option.
No.
That's not an option. You're cheating.
You gotta live with it.
Oh my God, you could go on botch. You could go on botch and they
Yes.
can
You
fix it.
gotta live with
And
it.
I can tell
No.
a sad story. Yes.
No.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna start a GoFundMe for her nipple-sized fingers.
What's your sad story is you woke up like that?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God. All right. Y'all are tripping. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Absolutely.
Oh Lord.
Ready?
I know.
Okay. Would you rather have to secretly cheat on your partner once a month or watch your partner sleep with someone else once a month?
I'd rather secretly cheat. Yeah. Secretly cheat.
Secretly cheat.
Secretly.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be watching the infidelity now. Hold on. I ain't that.
Secretly cheat.
I don't have that.
Okay.
I'm not going to be a participant in her infidelity.
Right. I don't
So-
get down like that.
Right.
So
Right.
real quick,
You're like, damn it. It's
So-
15th already.
Is that time?
so
I'm sorry.
we got some Facebook users that said they would secretly cheat.
Okay.
Tanya,
Oh my God,
Tanya,
who said that?
What about the
Tanya-
nipple-sized fingers?
okay, give me a second. Jeez, calm down, everybody.
Don't be hollering at me on
This
this.
is a live program. You got to be patient.
Don't be
Gotta be
hollering
patient.
at me.
I'm not. You was
Maintain-
hollering at me first. You hollered at me
Maintain
first.
low
Lord.
tones.
Anyway, so Tara said she would rather have finger-sized nipples.
Okay.
And she also said you can tape it down.
Oh yeah, duct tape. Wow.
Wait, so wait,
Take them down.
Tanya said tape them down. Oh my God. Only Tanya. Mhm.
Yo, depending on how long your fingers are, you can tuck them in your waistband.
Ew, that's so gross.
That would hurt.
Hey,
That's
listen. It happens. Okay,
Who's tucking their nipples? Okay.
it
Who
happens.
in the group is the nipple
Yo,
tucking?
listen,
Who's
don't
tucking
act like
their
it ain't no females out here with long ass titties.
I mean,
Oh my
that's
God.
one thing to have long nipples, but it's another thing to have long nipples. It's normal.
I want to know, is somebody in this group tucking their nipples? Who's tucking their nipples?
Well, I wasn't necessarily talking
Wait.
about nipples.
What you talking
Nipple
about?
size fingers.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on.
All right.
I want to know
All
what's
right,
being
let's get to our topic.
Okay.
You ready to get to our topic, guys? See, this is off the rails. We can't. It's always
Yeah.
off the rails.
Always.
That's
always.
the fun part.
Yeah.
As
You
my
know
man
how
Nori
we
would
can
say,
walk around?
we gotta relax. We gotta relax. I don't know why the Facebook
Okay.
users. Oh, you know why the Facebook users? Well, you know why we may not be able to see them?
I see
Because
them.
it's in.
Why?
Well, we don't see their names because it's in
I see
the.
them.
Well, I'm talking about when I pop them up like this. When I pop them
Oh.
like that, you don't see them. names.
Oh.
What I'm
Oh.
saying is
Okay.
because they might be coming from the Facebook group, which is a private group. So anybody watching, make sure you go to Facebook and join the 10-7 group.
Yes.
You know, check it out and join us there. We have a lot of fun in there. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I always wanted to say that. But go
Yeah.
ahead, let's move forward.
Click the bell.
All right. So,
Click like and click share.
Yep. Like, comment, and share.
Yes.
so this week's topic is the meaning of women's same-sex affairs.
Ooh.
Ready?
Wait, you said same-sex affairs?
Yeah. So, like, you're a straight married woman, right?
Uh-huh.
You carry on affairs
Sorry. My
or
window's
an
open.
affair.
Yeah. Who was that lives in the hood?
What you carry on affairs or you are attracted to and you find yourself dealing with
There are sirens in all neighborhoods.
lesbian
right.
women.
All sirens matter.
All sirens matter. That's true. All right. So I'm not going to read this whole article because it's super duper long, but I'm just going to
Okay.
kind of summarize it. It basically is saying in our current postmodern times of multi-layered experiences, a woman's sexual attractions are influenced by social and cultural constructions, personal history, as well as inner strivings, situational, and marital factors.
Mhm.
The meaning of a wife's extramarital affair with a woman is a unique experience with a private meaning that differs for each and every woman. So we're going to explore some of these multiple meanings of marriage, married women's affairs with other women. This article came from a book called, in case anybody's interested in reading it, Daring Wives: Insight into Women's Desires for Extramarital Affairs.
Mhm.
It says the effect on marriage is manifold. As a husband may feel his wife has not only betrayed him with another woman, but that she knew about her sexual longings and in fact has been betraying him all along. What do y'all think about that?
Nah.
I
mean,
I don't
it's-
necessarily agree with that.
In some instances that may be true, but not in every instance. Because the thing about it is, you don't know you like something until you try it.
That's true. You're right. And it also goes on to
But
say,
if you're married, you shouldn't be trying.
Mhm.
right, but some people, like we talked about in other episodes, some people have open marriages. I'm doing air quotes. Some people have open marriages, and a lot of men, I think, like Goose and I were talking about this yesterday, it's not as taboo for a woman to be with another woman. Like, I'm not saying that husbands don't mind that, but it's not like, oh my God, another dude, did you suck his dick? You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Like a woman could be with another woman, people could know about it, and they wouldn't just assume she was a lesbian for life. Like we can
right,
get away with it and then go on, get married, have kids, and it never be a problem. But if a man were
Yeah,
to
you know,
explore with another man, most dudes are like, "Oh no, that's it. He gay. That's it. Ain't no going
yeah,
back."
right.
Right? He gay for life.
Yeah,
right.
you know, women to be like, oh, I experimented in
In
college.
college, I mean, like,
Exactly.
seriously,
Heard all-
all of us have been to college and or camp, so you know what can happen. Okay, so anyway,
One
it
time
goes
in
on
band
to
camp,
You see that and or can.
So it goes on to say there is evidence that a woman's sexuality is flexible, plastic, and may change over time. Childhood indicators of sexual orientation do not necessarily indicate a woman's later sexual orientation. For some women, sexual orientation may well be an emergent phenomenon rather than an early appealing trait. You understand what they mean by that?
Yeah. So like,
so she may develop
It's-
into liking women.
right. So that can be,
Which I think is really easy to do.
I mean, it could be internal factors as well as external factors, I believe, because your environment, experiences,
Right.
can play a major factor in, what you're willing to try. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say try because if it's the first time for everything, so that's why I say try.
Right.
So,
Mhm.
Right.
you're willing to try. And like I said, you don't know you like something until you try it.
Right.
Right.
It goes on to further say that there are some women. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Now I'm going to say, well, what is it though in the marriage that actually drives you to other women as opposed to another man? Like, is it?
Well, I don't know. And you know what? I think you should. That's a great question, but I think you should hold off and maybe see if our guest can answer that for you based on
Okay.
experiences that she's had.
Okay.
So let me finish this up and then we can bring our guest in. Okay. So it goes on to say that there are some women who have always known that they had sexual desires for other women, and their marriage may be a way of trying to conform to societal constraints about same-sex relationships. In that case, the woman may have unwittingly used the marriage as an experiment to see if a relationship with a man could cure her of her lesbian leanings.
Boy, you gotta go all the way to marriage to see that's
Right.
I don't think you have to go all the way to
married.
but I think there's a lot of things to consider. Okay, so it's 2020, same-sex marriages is more acceptable than it has ever been, right?
Absolutely.
So let's think back even 20 years, right?
Right.
It kind of was still like taboo, right?
Right.
So, like, I know, like, even with our old neighbors, like, we knew they were together and they had been together for forever, but they didn't make it official. Like, they didn't get married until most recently. And their families, they were hiding it from their families. Their families thought that they were best friends who just never got married and lived together. So it still was kind of taboo up until recently.
Yeah, but neither one of them married a dude to see.
No, neither one of them.
Right.
did
That's
marry.
what I'm saying.
Let
Because
me marry this guy just to see if I really like women.
Yeah,
That don't make
because
sense.
in their case, they knew. In
Well,
their case, they knew that they didn't want to marry.
right. But I don't understand why you have to go as far as marriage to see.
Because
I mean,
maybe
because if you date somebody long enough to get married, I mean, nowadays that could be like
3
months.
weeks, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like traditionally, you date somebody long enough to get married. By the time, if he asks the question and you say yes, you don't know at that point. I mean, you might not know, but should you say yes? If
You
don't
might
know?
not know. You might
Right.
be feeling pulled in a direction like I have to do this because this is what's expected of me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
What do you
pressures of
think? What you
society.
think about
Right.
that, Big Chris?
I'm sorry, I'm doing a lot of things over here. So what do I think about? I'm doing a whole lot. Like I'm looking at the room. I'm picking up the people that has joined into the Facebook group and all like that. I'm doing a lot of things. Y'all holding the conversation down, doing a lovely job
Right.
at it. But with that being said, let me go back to some of the stuff I
We're talking
remember.
about
I remember that was said. So there was actually a couple of comments from our Facebook group. He said, "Yeah, he gave for life when they said when they're talking about
Oh yeah, yeah.
when a man experiment."
Right. I don't
Um,
understand that though.
Somebody
Like,
else says, "So use a marriage as a cover up. That's like trying to pray the gay away."
Okay.
That's a weird one. That's a weird one. That's a different comment. But the experiment, I've never experimented, so I'm like,
I would hope you haven't.
I'm sure you do.
Let me get this out here right now.
Let me lay the record straight.
I've never experimented. I've never felt like I've wanted to experiment. But for those that do, I mean, that's their thing. They find out, I guess whether or not they want what they are experimenting with. With that being said, I know we're talking about should a wife's affair with another woman be considered infidelity? We've actually had this question on before, and I kind of go back for yes, it should be considered infidelity.
Absolutely.
But
Definitely.
I mean,
There you go.
But
relationships with someone who's not your spouse.
But there's always an opportunity to redeem yourself.
right,
Oh my
it's
God.
like
Can I
Can we
see,
move on to guys?
can I-
hold on. What Tara said, had said earlier, I don't know if it was Tara Goose. I think it was Tara. There's in a guy's mind, there is always that you was with another dude. Was you doing with him what you do with me?
Okay.
Was he? You know what I'm saying? Like when it's with a female, the guy's mind in a lot of cases. Let's talk about my mind in particular.
Oh,
My mind goes to, well, I wonder if we can make this a 3-person
Work.
thing.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
then
Listen,
you
the
say
point-
like,
look,
are you
I'm
doing
like,
something
that's
you
another
doing?
income.
Oh my God. Then we're not doing no sister wives over here. And then
No.
and I don't know how many of y'all watch The Shy. Pay us, But of course you can do, 2 women obviously can do what you would do to another man. If
Right.
You're talking about that scene, yeah. I mean,
that's seen in The Shy, yeah.
yeah. I mean, with
Well, I don't
help,
watch the shop,
I
so.
haven't seen that.
with help, 2 women can do exactly.
No, I got
But that's not. See, they can do it with help. You understand what I'm
Okay.
saying? With
Okay.
help, they can do it.
Okay.
Most guys cannot compete with the help.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because the
Okay.
help is just that. It's help.
Right.
So yes, I would consider infidelity, but I could get over that.
Okay.
Now, if you should come to me and you tell me that you was infidelitizing, okay, I'm sorry, I'm doing a lot of things. You just have to make up that word.
That's all. If the president can do it, go on
You
ahead
can
and
do
get
it. Rock
with
out.
with another dude, now my mind starts to wander. And that's where we get in trouble, when our mind starts to wander with things. It could have been something that was like, so it was a mistake, you stopped immediately, but in our mind, you ain't stopped. You went through the whole shebang.
Right.
Boom. You did every single thing
And
possible.
your imagination just kills everything.
Your imagination kills everything. So, somebody on Facebook
Hear
is
that,
saying
ladies?
to accept the double standard. We talk about the double standard too.
Yes.
Go check us out on iHeartRadio and all that.
Yeah, we
There's
did.
the double
We did.
standards do exist.
It's a huge double standard.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
with those being said, I do want to bring in the guest, because I know our guest has been waiting for a little while now. And I know she's ready to come on in and give her thoughts on things. So without further ado, I'd like to bring in our guest for today. Our guest name is Tara. How you doing, Tara?
I'm good. Can y'all hear me? Hello?
Absolutely.
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can hear you.
We
Hey,
can hear
Tara.
you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all
Hi,
feeling?
Tara.
Y'all,
How
cra-
are you?
y'all cracking me up. I'm very well.
Good, good, good.
Glad you're enjoying
I'm
it.
very
Glad you're
well.
I'm
enjoying
glad
it.
you're enjoying it. That's the goal.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So, so Tara
the one thing.
is a good friend of mine. She and I went to elementary school together many, many moons ago.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Okay.
Hmm.
that's a long time.
So Terry, you actually
That's a
had
long
some
time.
things
It has,
that you wanted to add to the conversation before we even got into some of the things we were going to talk about with you. But you had some things to add.
Oh well, just based off of I just listening to what y'all was saying already, and Chris, when you was like, about your thoughts, like where men's thoughts go when you say, "Oh well, I've been with another woman." I was saying, I was just saying out loud, like that's the limit of a man's mind when it comes to thinking of another woman, and that's where the first fuck up happens
Oh,
because
wow.
the limit of you thinking that is exactly the opposite of probably what
Let me
has
tell you
happened with the
let me tell
woman.
you where that comes from, Terry. That comes from a guy watching
Hmm.
stuff they're not supposed to be
Porn.
watching as a teenager.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely,
what I mean?
absolutely,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
See, look, I'm going to use an analogy that I used before. You know what I'm saying? So when I see two women together, I see like a bouquet of flowers.
right.
If
Oh,
it was
God.
two
A
men
bouquet of
together, it's
flowers?
like clanking two rocks together. It's like clanking two rocks together.
Right.
For me, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to see
Mhm.
two rocks clanking together. I'd rather have a beautiful
Bouquet of flowers. Right.
You
Right.
rather mix the
Got it.
flowers together.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
That's
See,
understandable.
perspective,
But
perspective is everything. Perspective is everything.
yeah, and what
Yep.
you said, Goose, too. Experience is everything too, or lack
Hmm.
thereof. And
Okay.
until you try something, you don't know what it's hitting for. I've been in a lot of situations where
Right.
I've had to tell people like, "Yo, slow your roll. Like, don't write checks that you can't cash because you'll get into something with me and won't be able to leave me alone, and that's an issue for me." So like,
Right.
until you
Hmm.
actually
I hate
have
when that happens.
experience. I hate when it happens. It happens a lot, and especially with heterosexual or supposedly bi or whatever they call themselves. I'm not really into labels. I don't label myself because
Okay.
my experience is different.
That was one of
Um,
my questions. So,
you don't know. So
So
Yeah,
let so let's
I
it's
did read
it
in one of
depends.
our articles that a lot of times the lesbian lover ends up getting hurt because the woman at the end of the day won't leave her husband.
Yeah, you end up getting hurt if you don't know who you are
Oh, wow.
with any
Okay.
relationship.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
So
true.
if you don't know
That's
who
yeah,
true.
you
yeah,
are and you think you're into and you don't know who you are and you're allowing someone else to lead you, you
Hmm.
basically have been manipulated thinking that you're getting what you want. And yes, you're going to be hurt. And that's with any relationship. I think the whole thing of the physical intimacy of same sex is no different than the physical intimacy with heterosexual sex. Is
Hmm.
is the individuals and their experience again or lack thereof and maturity, emotional maturity and regular maturity that shapes that experience for you
Okay.
individually. So if
Mm.
you don't know who you are
Okay.
and you're being manipulated, but you think you're being strong because you're having one experience and another person's having another, but really you're being led or directed or swayed a little bit and because you're not strong at where you are and who you are as a person, then yeah, you're going to get hurt at the end of the day. Somebody going to get hurt. Just
Yeah.
like the people that write checks that they can't cash. Oh, I think this is just going to be something fun. Da-da-da. And it's like, oh shit, I think I love her. Oh,
Oh.
hey.
Oh God.
Oh.
Look,
Oh.
and peep this. So that happens. This is just proof for people. These things happen in all types of relationships. It's
All
not
types.
just between a
Absolutely.
man and a woman. Okay,
Right.
it happens in
Absolutely.
all the
Absolutely.
Mhm.
relationships. All right, you can get played
Absolutely.
either way. All right, you can
The
get
only
played.
Wow.
You can
difference
get
is
Right.
you can
you
get your heart broke. Things can happen.
absolutely.
Go ahead, Tara.
No, I was just going to say for me, just a little history and background about me. I'm Native American. So, being Native American, there's always been something known as a twin spirit or double spirit. And those are individuals that can uh, let's say, communicate both sides of the gender, male and female, which you would in this time consider to be gay. So, but we're considered, some of us are considered healers because that's an anomaly to be able to communicate with both types of energy, because everything here is really energy. And there's male energy and there's female energy, and some of us have more of male energy in us but might not physically resemble a male, whereas though some males have a lot of female energy and may not resemble a female. But it's all energy. So again, depending on who you are, and if you don't know who you are and how you're walking your path, will probably, it's going to shape the experience you have and how you want to be, and how you move forward with it rather. So it's
Okay.
you know, everybody's experience is different. So mine's personally is one of, I've never really, my experience was this was drawn to me, and I had to learn who I was as a twin spirit because I didn't know I was. I went to all girls school from kindergarten to 12th grade. Well, 11th grade. Okay. Never thought anything about girls or boys for that matter. I was asexual. I was here trying to just, oh, what's this? What we doing? What's popping? I was a jock. I played basketball. I was into, like, I had slept with a basketball. I would have been like Monica, you know, who you taking to the prom? Spalding? Yeah, that's me. So you know what I mean? I didn't know about same sex until my first year of high school at Girls High, where someone left a letter in my locker, and it was a love letter with all titles of love songs. Ran through the cafeteria, called my mom, and I was like, yo, you got to get me out of here. And she was like, what's going on? And I was like, somebody left a letter in my locker and it got all these love songs and there's nothing but girls here. I said, I don't know what's going on. I said, you got to come get me. And she just was laughing. And I was like, you think this is funny? I said, what's going on? She said, well, you know, she said, well, you got some girls that like, you know how girls like boys? I said, yeah. She said, well, you got some girls that like girls like that. I said, oh. She said, do you like girls like that? I said, like what? Like how you like boys? I said, well, I don't really like boys like boys like what? Like I like playing ball with boys. Like what you talking about? Because I wasn't liking nobody. Right. So that was my first opening. And then it just started coming to me. Like I would go to sleep. I would spend the night in college with somebody and I wake up and bitches is hugging on me or laying on me. And it's like, so I had to figure out what was going on with me, my energy, and why this was coming in. And just to make a long story short, real quick for y'all thing, is that, you know, that's how I found out, like, some people are just abused in different ways, mentally, physically, just not paid attention to, just want to be loved, just looking for kind people, you know. So maybe that's the energy that attracts women to me. I'm not sure, but you know,
well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that real quick, Tara. Let's talk about the what attracts the other women to you, because as our producer told me, you are approached by married women quite a bit.
Married women and women that are in relationships with dudes. Yeah, that, you know.
So
how do they approach you, Tara? Like, how does the conversation go?
It depends on the person. Most of the time it's just like, you know, a bunch of questions, 20 questions, flirting, the same thing, you know, with the hair, touching, stuff like that, and saying stuff. Some people are just real direct, jump on my lap and pull their titties out.
Whoa.
It depends.
Goose, I like that.
I like that
too.
Wow.
I like that
kind
That's
what I prefer.
Well, there's no denying what you want if you do that.
Yeah,
those days are over for me.
Wow. Well,
they never happen. They never happen, babe. They never happen. I'm just playing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You forgot
what happened to me in strip club.
But for the most part, it's a lot of stalking.
Really?
Observing. I have a lot of women who have observed. I've been with someone before who observed me for 2.5 years.
Wow.
At work.
That's really
Oh
It
God.
is creepy.
Now,
It's
do you
very
think
creepy.
it's like maybe it's just like,
But you know what though? You
Huh?
or do you
You
think
like-
like people are intrigued by you, or like like how can you tell the difference between somebody who really like wants to be with you, or somebody that's just intrigued and curious and just want to try that, you know?
Uh, um, a lot of times I really don't know until it comes up
Okay.
because
Wow.
I'm real good with being present in the moment.
Mhm.
And where I'm
Mhm.
coming from and my intent with anyone is to have the best type of interaction and relationship that I can have with them.
Okay.
So, and it's really strictly platonic or business at this point.
Okay.
So if it moves good in that way, for it to move to something else, it probably wouldn't even come to my attention unless it was in like casual conversation and you slip a joke about something or, to test the waters like that. Other than that, or just the outright just saying it.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't even look at people like that, especially women. I respect women as friendship first and foremost. It's like women go through a lot of things, and I know that from being a woman. So, and being, and experiencing and observing my mother. So I have a great deal of respect, especially for Black women. Like I'm here for us. So it's like, what you at, sis? What you need? What you doing? You know what I mean?
Okay.
And sometimes that might come off as like the knight in shining armor or some shit like that. I don't know, but that's my first intent. So anything else that develops from that, you would have to ask the other person of what they see in me, because I really don't know, because I don't know how people see me all the time.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you this, Sarah, because like you said, you get approached by women that are in relationships or married.
Mhm.
What happens? What has happened in your experience when the guy has found out, and how has a guy reacted if they have found out?
Um,
You talking about a
Like
husband?
the husband, yeah.
Yeah.
Like have you ever been approached by like a guy like, yo, what you doing with my wife? Has that ever happened?
nope, absolutely not.
And you know
Really?
that's kind of crazy.
But that's because-
I would feel funny to approach a woman like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I
I'm not
haven't
gonna
had
fight.
that.
I'm not gonna fight a
I
woman.
I haven't had anybody approach me. And I'm not sure if that's because they know and they just don't want to, or whatever the case may be. But I have had several dudes that I had to check because of women. And then I've had other dudes that just didn't fuck with me because I fucked somebody that they tried to fuck and never could get any from. And they're like, oh, how the fuck she get some? And,
Oh,
wow.
but never said that to me, but said it
Wow.
to
You ain't got the
mutual
right
friends
parts.
of ours.
right.
Right.
Okay.
So, but not to me
Damn.
personally.
Okay.
All right. So
wow.
so Tara, I want to ask you a question, and I'm sorry if you answered this already, but it was a question that we had put on before you got before we brought you onto the show today, and you heard the question. Should if a woman is having an affair with another woman and they're married, should that be considered infidelity?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you why. And I'll say this because infidelity is just infidelity. And I'll put this out there for the fellas. It's like you should clearly consider that infidelity, because if she'll do it with supposedly air quotes someone that she would never do it with, she's definitely going to do it with somebody that she would definitely do it with.
That's true.
Mhm.
That's
And,
true.
That's very smart, Sarah.
And-
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
absolutely
let
right.
that let that sit in for a minute.
and
You ain't
then
gotta let that sit in,
No, you know what she's saying.
because
You know
what she's
exactly
saying is
What
that
she's
she-
saying, but the way she said it kind of, I know what she's
And
saying,
then-
but it kind of threw me a little
He
bit.
was
but
real
go ahead.
smooth with it, but I got you.
and then don't limit, and then again don't limit your imagination, like with the physical thing, because there's a lot of bitches out here paying bills and taking care of shit and laying it down and lay pipe really good. Period.
Really?
Whoa.
Period.
Wow.
And I've been told that.
Well,
I've been told I should have
Wow.
been a man. Physically.
Oh wow.
You know what I
Really?
mean? So it's
Really?
like fellas need to be a little bit more considerate and kind and be a little bit more, open to do more things with their woman if they don't want their woman to go anywhere else.
I
That's
take
my
man.
Yeah,
I
that's
take a woman. I'm sorry.
advice.
That is advice. That's
Wait a
advice.
minute, everybody be
I
quiet.
mean, there's still niggas
Wait a
out here
minute.
not
Hold
eating
on,
pussy.
Tara. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Like
Everybody, whoa, hold up. Wait a minute. Stop. Everybody stop. Tyra, what you just say?
No, when she was saying, I was like, "Oh, I'll take your woman."
No. What did you say?
What did
Not
I?
what did I want to know what you said.
What did I say?
I'm just
She
making.
said, "Come with it." She said, "Come with
Yeah,
it."
she
Oh,
did.
God.
Yeah.
Heard that? Take
Yeah,
care. Take care of your woman.
Oh no, I'm saying come with the advice. That's true. Because in the other article that I was reading, they were talking about why married women usually, what's their reasoning for having a relationship with a lesbian, and it's usually because the lesbian fulfills that lack of emotion or whatever their husband is lacking in, because she's a woman and she knows what a woman wants. She fulfills that, and that's a lot of times why they stray with women.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And
So a lot of times,
yes.
You know what? I was going to say, it says in the article, it says a situational factor can't influence a woman's expression at her same-sex desires. Women want mutual power,
right.
reciprocity, recognition, empathy, and emotional attunement in a marital relationship. If her husband fails in these areas, but a woman doesn't, a woman may be surprised by her emerging sexual feelings towards her female friend.
Listen.
And that's
I'm already in trouble because I don't even know what attunement means. You're gonna have to help me out with that one.
So stupid.
I don't even know what that means.
Tara, we gotta bring you back on so you can teach these men how to attune to their women.
Yeah.
So they won't be available.
And you don't gotta do it a whole
exactly.
lot. Just do it once. Because if you do it too much, then they gonna be like, nigga, I can walk all over you. I ain't even fucking with you no more.
Right.
So it's a hard balance.
Exactly.
It's a hard balance.
But they don't do it at all, though. See, you're saying exactly like, okay, don't do it at all. And when you don't do it at all,
I'm just saying, but I do it.
It opens the door.
If I do it too much, you will walk all over.
That's not true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's true, babe.
I would. I totally would. I'm here to tell you, I would.
Yeah. That's why right now when I get Tara, hell no.
Yes, he does.
I have had the
You need a good healthy balance. You need a good healthy balance.
It depends on you. I mean, I'm not saying that you don't have character, but it's just not in my character to do that. I have had the opportunity to walk all over people and use them, and I just couldn't do it. It was just something in me that I just couldn't do because I wouldn't want nobody to do it to me.
You're such a good person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're compassionate.
She's showing off. She's showing off for the camera.
That's not true. That's not true.
No, I think it's different when it's your husband and you're married to him. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that he's not going to do nothing malicious to you. You know what I'm saying? If you just messing with some dude and you using them and abusing them, then if he get tired of it,
trust me, I have had that opportunity to use and abuse.
Let me tell y'all something. Now, this wasn't using and abusing, but back when Tyra and I were just friends, she had a couple mean moments towards me. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Excuse me?
She had a couple mean moments towards me.
I believe it.
She was evil in the friend zone.
Don't you start. We live now. Don't you start. And anybody that knew us in this Facebook group, don't y'all start either.
See, there must be something to start.
People got to just be more open with communication when it comes to relationships. And a lot of people really need to take time to themselves so they know themselves first before they even attempt to have a good, healthy relationship with somebody else. I mean, I at one point I lived with my ex, her new man, and me.
Oh wow! How did
Really?
How did that work?
You two were together, and then y'all broke up, and then she met a dude, and then y'all were all living together?
Yes, we were together. We moved in together, which was an initiation of mine. only because I didn't like where she lived and I didn't feel comfortable. And I said I wasn't staying there no more. So I reported police if we was going to spend so much time together. So, but then, you know, the relationship didn't work out for like a year, but we had like a 4-year lease. I was like, you stack your money, I stack mine. This would be a safe place. She met this dude. You know, she went out with a couple of dudes. She met this one dude.
Mm-hmm.
He came around. Me and him got along. He moved in. He was fixing shit in the house. I was like, bet. He taught me how to ride a motorcycle. I had somebody I could talk to. She wasn't on my nerves. She was now on his nerves. It was perfect for me.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
He was like, you got 2 husbands. He would make me lunch. He'd take me to the train station to work, pick me up, take him. I mean, it was
Really?
cool. My girl, I had a new girl.
That sounds like a perfect.
She visit. She was a little uncomfortable. She couldn't understand it. And then I got a 6-year-old godson because of it, because they got pregnant.
Oh wow!
Oh, a little boy.
Y'all still,
Yeah.
y'all all still cool?
Little grilled cheese.
Yeah,
Yeah, grilled cheese.
yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That worked out.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
really a
post a picture in the
blessing.
group of us at his birthday party. The 3 of us at home. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Wow.
so my whole thing is about building in community. I come from 2 very big families. My mom is one of 12. My dad is one of 18. So I'm just used to
Wow.
family and everybody being there for each other. So my whole, at the end of the day, it's like it should be a win-win for everybody, and it's always a way for it to be a win-win for everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that,
People,
Tara.
people put their nonsense aside.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
It will allow them to grow.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I like to be about my
And you
word.
don't know
He
what
asked
blessing
me
you're
to be
blocking
his.
when you doing bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah, you do. And I'm about being about my word. He asked me to be his son's godmother and to show him things that he wouldn't be able to show him and do things with him that he wouldn't be able to do. And that's what I did.
That's a blessing. That's
Wow.
awesome.
Awesome.
I love that. That's a great story. I love that, Tara.
That's grown-ish right there.
You know,
Yeah.
Will and Jada 2.0. It's like,
Oh my God. That topic is going to be for the next show.
Oh,
Yeah.
look, we can't give a little tidbit. Mm.
Yeah, we definitely gonna touch on Will and Jada.
Yeah.
yeah, that's great.
Everybody thought August was lying. He was.
Yeah, am I
Yeah.
am I wrong for not really giving a good goddamn about Will and Jada? Like I really could
No,
care
not at
less.
all.
Like,
No, you don't have to
Like
care,
I
but
mean,
tell
I'm
me
like,
you don't
it's
think
like
this is
people,
a juicy
it's like
story.
people like are really excited about that whole thing, and I was like, oh,
I mean, it's not like we didn't know. It's not like the rumors weren't floating around about that type of marriage that they had. I mean, something was bound to come out.
Right.
Right. I think
Right. Right.
their marriage is a good example of, you know, you got fast money out here and then you got long money. And it's the same with relationship. You want a fast relationship or you want a long relationship. And I think their marriage is one built on a long relationship. And
Yeah.
when you come to that understanding and it seems like they had this, like she said, it don't matter what the fuck going on with us. You're gonna be over there, I'm gonna be over there. It don't matter. We're gonna
That's
still
right.
keep to the plan because
That's-
it's not
that's
for just
exactly
them,
right.
it's for what's after them. And
Right.
again, that
Right.
goes
That's
with your
exactly
whole-
right.
all
And
the
I said that to
nonsense.
Goose, I said even if they don't have an intimate relationship, they have 24 years of marriage or 25
It's a
years of
long
marriage.
time.
You can't tell me that they're not best friends. I mean,
Right.
and
Like
like
they
he
not
even
homies.
said in that video, like figure out what's
Yeah.
going to make you happy, but know that I love you and I have your back until the end of time. And I
Right.
thought that was a great thing to
Because he
say.
probably didn't want to be around her the way that she was.
Right.
Absolutely.
So who knows? But like I said, that's
Yeah.
a topic for another time. We'll talk about that another time.
Somebody said no.
Anybody have any more questions? No, not
Somebody
Will and
said no
Jada.
what?
No
Oh,
more.
yeah. Somebody
It
said
says
no.
no, not Will and Jada. Oh,
They want
And
to.
Janet and Chris get the Regal Beagle. Oh,
oh, that was Tanya. Tanya said that. She said do Janet and Chrissy at the
and the
Regal
Regal
Beagle.
Beagle.
Oh Lord.
Justin,
that's going
I know what
back.
that is.
That used to
That's
be
going.
my
I know what
show.
that is.
I know what that is.
Oh, okay.
Three's Company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what that
Yo,
is.
Yeah.
the thing is,
But I think that's so admirable.
Tara lived that though. Three's Company.
Tara did live that. The Three's Company. You
Right,
were like
right.
your best friends living together.
Absolutely.
I was,
Yeah,
yeah.
And it
Well,
seemed
look-
like it worked.
that's awesome.
It
Look,
seemed like-
I wanna
It did work. You all had a kid out of it. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yeah, it worked
did
for me and him. It didn't work too well for her.
Oh, so she out the picture now?
Oh, wow.
No, she's
Oh, well.
still there. She's still there. You know,
Oh.
well,
She had problems.
they're
with
not
lying.
together.
She
He's married.
Oh,
Oh.
He's single, and I'm
Oh.
single. Yeah, he
okay,
married somebody
okay,
else, but
okay.
you know, he's still around.
hey, those things happen.
Yeah,
They
I
happen.
mean,
They
you know,
do.
shit
Yeah.
happen.
Yep.
Shit
Yep.
happen.
Yeah, relationships evolve. What you gonna do? Yep. So, all right. Anybody have any more questions for Tara? We're like 45 minutes in, Justin.
Oh wait, are we going to hit?
You know, I'm already on top of it.
Would you rather?
Yeah, Tara
Oh,
got to
yeah,
answer the would you rather.
Would you rathers.
All right, cool.
Oh.
Let's
I
do
don't
it.
know. Did you hear them, Tara?
Well, I'm definitely going with the long nipples.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
Yeah, definitely with the long nipples.
I remember.
Okay.
I remember that one.
The other one, the other one was
okay. So
would you rather?
the
Oh, go
other
ahead,
one
Terry,
was.
got it.
Yeah, I have it. Would you rather have to secretly cheat on your partner once a month, or watch your partner sleep with someone else once a month?
Yeah, exactly.
Do I get to? Do
Yeah.
I get to sleep with somebody for them to watch once a month?
No, secretly. It's
No,
secret.
you
Oh,
either
You had
Oh,
to,
my-
you're secretly sleeping with someone.
Oh.
Your partner doesn't
Yeah.
know, so you're either secretly
Yeah.
sleeping with
Either you
someone,
dip off once a month and get you some strange,
or you're watching your partner once a month with someone else.
right.
Oh, that's hard. That's.
Mm.
I'm a watch. I'm a watch.
Okay.
Word.
Okay.
Word.
that's
Yeah.
good.
Jay.
Yeah,
Tara.
yeah.
Jay.
Not
I
yet.
ain't watching shit.
Yeah, because
You know,
the
That's
secret,
definitely right.
it's the secret
I
shit
would
just
slowly
don't
choke
work
the life
for
out of
me.
you.
Oh, the
The
secret
secret.
stuff.
Yeah.
The secret shit just don't. I just. I'm not. I can't lie. I'm horrible at it.
Okay.
I'm horrible at it. That's why I tell people, don't
All
talk
right.
to me about your shit. I don't want to know.
Yeah. Uh-huh. But the good thing is, somebody does talk to you about it. You don't really want to know, so you probably forget about it as soon as the conversation
forget
is over.
it.
Like you
I
don't gotta
forget
worry about it
that.
going back.
That's probably why they feel safe
You
talking
know
to me
what?
because I honestly really do.
But see, when you real, people appreciate the honesty.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Especially if it's coming from the heart.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially
Yeah.
if it's not, just some bull.
Right.
You dig
Right,
what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like me. I'm blunt. I'll tell you how I feel.
Are you?
You dig what I'm saying?
All the time.
I think people appreciate it. Sometimes they like, you don't have to say it like that, but I understand what you're saying.
Most of the time, it's me that says.
But
didn't have to
thank
say
you.
anything.
But-
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Want that shit.
Thank you.
Yep.
I
Right.
appreciate it. I know I do.
Yeah. You need
Yeah.
those kind of people.
Well, Tara, I want to thank you for joining us today here on the 10-7 show. We definitely
I
appreciate it.
want to thank you for sharing.
Yep.
Yes,
Very
thank
awesome.
you. Thank you for your
Absolutely.
transparency. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Oh,
your
no
story.
problem. It's cool.
Giving us some insight and all that. I appreciate you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Thank you,
appreciate
Tara.
y'all for having the conversation and the discussion. That's what's up.
Absolutely. And of course, Tara is in you're in the 10-7 group, right? On Facebook?
Oh, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
in.
she is.
Okay.
Tara's in the 10-7 group, so you know it's all family, it's all love, and like I said, we appreciate you, and you know, make sure you shout Tara out for being on the 10-7 show, and say you heard her on the 10-7 show.
I'm
right, on
gonna
Neutral
go
Radio.
in and post my family pic that we
Yes.
just talked about.
Yes,
so
please.
y'all
Oh,
can
yeah.
see.
Do that.
Yeah.
Do
that.
that.
I appreciate it, Tara. Thanks a lot, and you know, and,
Yeah.
and keep showing us love. Keep up the support. We appreciate it.
Anytime. I love y'all.
Thank you.
Your group is
Thanks.
awesome.
Thank
Since you ride a
you.
motorcycle,
Oh Lord.
I'll text her.
Goose, you don't need to be on no motorcycle now.
No, he
come on,
doesn't.
listen,
No, he
listen,
doesn't.
I got one mama, all right?
Well,
No,
it's okay. I'll call her. And she
exactly.
and I
But
will get
guess what? I'm 40. How old am I?
You're old and a motherfucker, and you don't need to be on a motorcycle. So, no.
That's all right.
You don't need to be on no motorcycle.
That's what my point. That's
No.
what my point. My point
Yeah.
was
He said I want to sleep with somebody else
He
while I'm
said,
in prison. Who said
No,
that?
I think that's his PMSing.
Oh.
That's what I'm assuming that's what that
Oh,
says.
well, what the hell
PMS.
is that?
Says leave me
Oh,
alone.
CBT.
What's it?
Oh,
Leave me alone.
Oh,
That was her. That
Oh,
was her
that must
answer
be
to the
some-
would you rather.
oh, okay.
That's somebody
oh,
chiming in
okay,
from Facebook.
okay.
Hey, everybody that's I'm
Okay.
sorry, chiming in from YouTube. Everybody that's on the YouTube, checking us out on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, share,
Yeah.
and all that good stuff that they say on YouTube that I've always
Yeah.
wanted to
And
say.
if you watch on YouTube, jump over to Facebook
And
and
join our
hop in the
group.
group.
Yeah.
And hop in the 10-7 group. We're having a good time over there.
Yeah.
And everything
Click
else
the
like that.
bell with
And
the
tell-
parentheses so that you'll get our updates.
Oh yeah. You said the bell with the parentheses.
Yes.
The alert, yeah, whatever that thing is called, the update bell. I never heard it referred to as the bell with the parentheses. That was kind of funny. I like that.
That was cute.
You're
Tara.
welcome. You're welcome.
So, look, as much as I want to keep this going, man, we're having a good time. I guess it's time to shut it down because
Wrap it up,
it's
big.
time.
Yeah.
You know how
Somebody-
we wrap it up.
Somebody did say you talk about Will and Jada, but I mean, should we talk about it now or talk about it another time? Because
I mean, you know
I
what?
think
though?
we should
This
talk
is where
about it
I'm
while
at.
it's hot.
Usually, we wrap.
I think so too.
That's what I was going to say. We should talk about it now because we
Right.
live. We got
Yeah.
people watching.
all right, well, we got people
Exactly.
watching. Y'all can join in on the conversation while we're watching.
Yeah.
The subscribe bell. That's what
So-
it's called. The subscribe bell. That's what.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Thank you.
Subscribe.
Thanks, Epiphany.
Thank you, Epiphany.
Epiphany T.
Epiphany T. Yeah.
The
So all
bell-
right. So Tara, you watched the
I
video.
watched the video.
Okay. Justin, did you watch the video of Jada at the red table?
No, I didn't. I haven't watched it yet.
He don't give a darn.
Okay. All right. So Tyra, what are your thoughts?
First off, I thought it was just her coming on by herself. So big ups to Will for coming on and supporting his wife.
Yeah.
Like a lot of women do.
Okay.
Like he was saying like how he feels kind of like Hillary Clinton did in the whole Monica Lewinsky scandal, stand by his woman. And so I thought that was really cool. I thought it was cool how they did it to let us know that it was something old that had already happened, that Will had already knew about it, and that they had already come to peace about it amongst themselves. So, why this is coming out so many years later, according to them, who knows why. But
August don't know how to keep his
right.
mouth shut.
right, he don't know how to keep his and they did admit that at one point they were on the verge of getting divorced. This happened while they were separated. They weren't technically divorced, but they were separated. So
and they were separated.
yeah, they was like done. Like he was done with her, and I don't want to look at you done. And she was done with him.
Will was like, I was at the point where I was probably never going to talk to you again.
That was really harsh. I was like, damn.
right.
Y'all got kids. Like,
That's been so many years. Like, what happened? I understand you fall out of love, but damn, like at one point you loved me enough to marry me and create other lives with me.
That sounds like
created on accident.
That sounds like something. That sounds like hurt. That's what that sounds like to me.
Well,
I was at the point where I was never going to talk to you again. That sounds like hurt.
He was deeply hurt. He was deeply hurt.
I don't know if it was because of the August situation or something else that went on as well. The August is what came out.
Happened after they separated.
Right.
The August situation.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The August situation is what came out. We don't know what was happening.
What led up to the divorce?
What led up to? What led up to August? What led up to the separation? What led up to? We don't know.
Right.
It could have been. It could have been a whole.
So I see somebody that's watching live said, Tanya said, even though they made peace, August's feelings were hurt.
Yeah.
Did this.
What? Listen, that's what happened. Yeah.
What? Yeah.
What did I say to y'all earlier? And I could be totally wrong, but in my opinion, I think, like I said, Jada put that season
coochie
on him, on that little boy.
She put the
bone in love. He don't know the rules of the game. Little boy, you can get all these cookies, but you got to hush. Be fucked up. Don't never talk about it.
But see, the thing about it is,
they use them Kegel muscle.
And listen, she been around. She got that seasoned pussy. She knew what she was doing. She shouldn't have been messing with that little boy.
This show has officially become rated
Yeah.
R plus.
I don't want us to get slapped by Facebook.
Facebook and
Yeah,
YouTube.
my bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had an open marriage. I mean, I had heard that rumor over the years, but I don't know if it necessarily was an open marriage. What did y'all hear?
Well, I'll tell you this much.
They didn't speak on that.
When I guess during the point of their relationship, their marriage, when they were having issues, the both of them went to speak to Ruby D.
Oh,
Okay.
we know
And
Ossie
we know
Davis and
Ossie
Ruby
Davis
D.
and
Ruby and Ossie
Allegedly.
Oh,
And
they had an open relationship.
they were together until they died.
Until the
Both-
end,
Well, he
right.
died first.
He died first, right?
Like till death do us part. Mhm,
Right. You know what I
mhm.
mean? And Ruby D asked, like, how long y'all been together? And I forget how long they were at the time.
Uh-huh.
And Ruby D was like, y'all don't know nothing.
I mean,
Y'all
in
babies.
the grand scheme of things, we've been married a half an hour. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right. We've been
we
married
don't know
2
nothing.
seconds. We've been married
Right,
2 seconds,
right.
so I get it.
I don't know. But just by watching the video and watching their interaction, and I know that they are both actors, but it seemed to me like even if their marriage is not going to be continuing as a traditional marriage, it seems to me like they are best friends and they
Right.
probably will be in each other's lives in some capacity until the end.
But see,
Right.
also in the red video on the
Red table.
Will said in their first year of marriage, I think he said,
Mhm.
he told her, there is nothing you can do where I won't support you, love you, all of this kind of stuff.
Right.
And Jada said that at the time she was like,
She didn't believe him.
Yeah,
But
that
he
probably would've
also-
been me. I probably would have believed it.
I wouldn't have believed it either, and I'm gonna tell you why, because he also had been married before. So I'm like, did you say the
Exactly.
same thing to your first wife?
Exactly.
but see, there you go. Say the same thing to your first wife. It don't matter. All I'm doing is saying it to you.
Thank
Do
you.
you say it to all your wives?
Who cares?
All right, I'm
See,
just
that's
gonna
why you
say
can't. But then if I be like, you know what, screw you, forget you, then I'll be the bad guy. But then when I say nice stuff, you like, oh,
Uh-oh.
you really mean it? Then you say it to all the
Oh,
girls.
I would never say it to your face, but it would be
Hold up. If he were to say screw you, forget you, would you say, did you say that to your last wife? No, you wouldn't care.
Yes,
Because he was saying it to
You
you.
wouldn't care. You be like, what? It's
Right.
like, you be like,
You
what?
wouldn't care.
Screw you. No, screw you.
But when something nice is said, it's like, well, you say that to all the. I mean, come on now. We got to be better as people.
And the thing about it is that after, so this allegedly happened years ago,
right.
and then the boy bought it out,
Yeah,
and now Will and Jada sit at the red table, and Will is sitting in Jada's spot,
right. Like
asking her the questions, like, yo, yeah. So then what happened? Yo, tell everybody what's going on.
yeah,
What's
like
the deal?
he was like, so Jada, what happened?
You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yeah,
And, and for him to, for him to sit there,
he's a strong man.
but I know he's already came.
Right.
He's already dealt with it.
He's dealt with
Right.
it.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He's like,
Right.
look, it's in the past. He can talk about it now because it's years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Even though it might hurt a little bit,
Mhm.
he could put on a smile and
Mhm.
crack a couple jokes. You dig what I'm saying? To let everybody know that I'm cool with it. This dude is really a nobody to me,
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
I mean,
and
that's,
he's not going to come between us.
I mean, big up to Will for keeping to his marriage vows. I mean, for better or for worse, it can't get any worse.
Seriously.
And he,
But
and he hung in-
I'm just going.
It can get.
I'm just going to say this:
it can get-
if I was Will, I'd be locked and loaded and hunting his ass down.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
Jesus.
Lord. We're not threatening anybody's lives live on live.
Oh,
No,
look
he
at
said.
that.
He said if he
I'm
were
still-
Will.
And I'm not threatening his life.
No.
I'm just threatening his health a
He,
little bit.
this one would be very upset.
Be afraid.
It's
Be
a good
very
thing they
afraid.
don't want me. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yo,
Yeah.
because like in
That's
the video, they said we ride together, we die together.
Bad marriage for life. I
Bad
was like,
marriage for
what?
life.
That's your motto? What you
Yo,
who came up with that?
I got dudes
Well-
that ride, and
That's
we
funny.
would be on a private jet on the way.
Yeah, well. Yeah, when they said that, I was like, all right, y'all should have thought that through a little bit better. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I thought it was
Yeah.
cute.
But,
I thought it was cute. I mean,
Maybe,
what?
maybe they weren't saying
Yeah,
bad. Maybe they weren't saying bad marriage as in
Bad,
negative
right.
marriage. Maybe they're saying bad boys like had bad. How they say it in Bad Boys
Right.
the movie.
I mean, with the
Yeah.
Sure,
I'm
okay, we can go with that.
yeah,
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with that one.
yeah. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that. All right,
Yeah,
y'all.
but I mean,
Somebody
Tiffany
said
said Will had
Will had
a
a
girlfriend.
Will had a girlfriend.
I'm almost that Will had a couple
But
girlfriends.
think this. Okay, Will had a girlfriend. Did she put all their business out in the
Yeah,
street?
no, that's it. Just she see, he told
Not
that
yet.
girlfriend.
Not yet.
not yet.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
not bad,
Be bad, but bad, be good.
So
Tanya, Tanya, and I know it's Tanya.
yeah.
I love Tanya.
I mean, who knows what's gonna come out the woodworks after this?
You know, Thomas Turner just want to change his life.
Ah. I mean, who knows? Probably some girls will start coming out. There was some rumors, some kind of young girl that Will be hanging around with now. That people saying that he fell in love with.
Yeah, I hate the word rumor.
Yeah, I
do.
know.
I hate
I
the
know.
word rumor because it's all I
Look
mean,
at all these rumors. Can't take it
everything's
no
a
more.
rumor until it becomes official. I hate rumors.
Right.
There's a rumor this, there's a rumor that, then people get to talking, and that's how problems happen.
Absolutely.
August Alsina's was a rumor until they confirmed it.
Until Jada came out, until she
Yeah.
confirmed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just want to say this.
What if you think about everything? is a rumor
I felt like
confirmed?
Yeah.
I felt like this was a bit of a publicity stunt. Now, when I first heard about it, I felt it was a publicity stunt, and then I talked to a friend,
For
and
a
they were
young
like,
boy.
"Well, hold on." But I talked to a friend, and my friend convinced me that no, it's not a publicity stunt because they don't need the publicity. If it were a publicity stunt, hold on. He said if it were a publicity stunt, they would address it on the Red Table Talk, and like that same day or the next day, they said we're going to address it on the Red Table Talk. So I just felt like the whole thing came out, I mean, like I still feel like they don't need the publicity, but
So you think they collaborated with August Alsina?
No. Well, to put the story out?
No.
I feel like it was calculated. If they collaborated with him, if Jada reached out or Will reached out to him and said, "Yo, put this out there," I feel like it was calculated.
You do?
I really do. I feel like it was calculated. I could be wrong. Like I'm a fan of Jada. I'm a fan of Will. I don't want to sound like I'm hating or anything like that. I'm a fan of them both, but I just felt like the whole thing was calculated.
All right, so let's,
and I agree with what Sheena's saying right there.
Yeah, what works for them works for them.
Somebody else, Epiphany T said that Will had the same girlfriend for years.
All right, so let me say this. Like, obviously, I'm not Will Smith.
You're Thomas Turner.
Right. But I know, how can I say this? I don't know any man, me personally, that would go to another dude and be like, "Yo, tell everybody you bang my wife."
Right. Yeah, that makes no sense.
That's
for
true.
me to get come up in.
Yeah.
So
and he doesn't have
when I already averaged $20 million a movie, what the hell I gotta do that for?
Yeah,
and that's why we're saying they don't need the publicity, right?
Right.
But
right.
You're talking from a place of Thomas Turner's not making $20 million a movie right now. Thomas Turner makes what he makes. I don't know what you make, and I wouldn't put that out there.
August not making that money. If it was for publicity, it was.
But he could be getting a cut because we all know, and we're in this industry right now.
Mm-hmm.
Red Table Talk is no different from 10/7.
What we do right now.
The more eyeballs you get, the more money you get.
Yeah, that's
what I'm saying. And we ain't nowhere near no Red Table Talk.
We need to come up with a scandal, y'all. We need a scandal.
No, we don't need
our scandal. We're like a bunch of nobody.
They're gonna tell us so.
Yeah, we got our own.
Don't nobody care about their marriage.
Pandemic going on. Yeah. don't know. Maybe we're looking at it wrong just because they are saying it was years ago. It seems it may have been more recent, and August is hurt, so he spoke out thinking it would make things bad for Will and Jada. I mean, that's quite possible.
That could be. Yeah.
But this is the other thing. When you dealing with a married individual, you need to stay in your lane.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Guess what? That person is in control.
Yep. Yeah.
But
The married person is in control. And
Always.
because he came out, like you said, unless they all conspired to do this, because he came out, he kind of messed it up for himself. Like now it's like you can't even try to like tiptoe back into
Right. You can't even get
the underrooms again. Like
yo, I'm standing by my original thought that if I was in Will's shoes, I'm like, hey, oh, you strapped, you know it.
yeah, well,
You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta put my information out there like that.
yeah.
bro.
No,
One thing for sure is we all know that Will and Jada's relationship has always been a little bit different. It's always been different.
Right.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? From how they treat each other, how
That's
they've
right,
raised their
Gina.
kids.
That's right,
Everybody
that's
has felt like they've gone about things unconventionally.
Right.
So
right.
but
And I-
also
Yo,
to
and
go
I
back
ain't
to what
gonna
I'm saying, now here we are talking about them. Now they're back in the forefront, and Will might be
Exactly.
shooting a new movie
Right.
next year. If you were listening to the Friday
Right.
Vibes Morning Show this morning, hint, nudge,
Yep.
nudge, you'd have
Mhm.
found out that
Yeah.
Will could be shooting a movie next year called Emancipation about Whipped Peter,
Yep.
the slave, the enslaved man that everybody has seen the picture of with all the scars and
His
stuff on his
back,
back.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
We'll
also,
get back to y'all when
Mark-
we reach the same tax bracket as Will and Jada.
Right.
And we can revisit this
but
situation.
Mark Lawrence already
We
has
need
also
your help.
confirmed that they were
Yes. We need
Bad Boys
sponsors.
oh, say it again, Goop.
Look, Mark Lawrence already confirmed on a different radio show that they are already in talks for Bad Boys 4.
I feel like
Are they doing it from a retirement
I read that they had already started filming it
Wow.
during 3.
Oh
during the third
wow.
one.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So I
Okay.
think they already started. So and
Yeah.
I'll be watching that one too. I love the Bad Boys series.
So
I didn't
like
see it already.
I'm not the most up-to-date person, and I'm not the most hippest person. I like what I like. If I hear something and I like it, I remember it. If not, oh well. Before this, I had no damn clue who the hell August Alsina was.
No, at all.
Neither
At
did
all.
I. I'm like, who is this dude?
I did. I knew.
I
I
had
knew.
no
he,
idea who he
I
was.
knew he was.
I had
You know what
no
I'm
idea.
saying? So, with that being said, all of him releasing all of this information happens to coincide with him releasing an album.
Mhm.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Isn't
Oh, I
that
think
perfect time?
I want to say somebody sent me a picture of. I don't know if that's Will with his girl. What do you got on? Grammatical pants? What the hell you got on in this picture?
Oh,
I wish.
I'm sorry. He's
I wish I could put it in. I don't know if this is girlfriend or who this is supposed to be, but I'll try to do the best I can here.
That's the young girl everybody talking about that Will is supposedly in love with.
It's kind of blurry.
But
Can
why
you
he
forward
wearing
it to
hammer
me?
pants?
Can you forward it to us? In the text
Yeah, he got
message?
on these. He got on. Remember what was they called? Jammers. What were they called? What were they called?
Hammer
man?
pants. That's what we call them. Hammer pants.
No, no, I'm talking about that print. That
Oh.
print that they had. They used to have all the football teams used to have a pair of those pants. Somebody said August Alsina is a no-hit wonder.
Yes. I know. Who the hell is he?
Right there.
Did he like,
I had never seen.
I think you have to be in a certain age demographic to know who August Alsina is
Oh,
at
that's
this
John.
point.
John
At
said
this
that.
point.
Well, the person that said that was the DJ, so he would know.
It was
Oh yeah, he was.
yeah.
Yeah.
John said he was a no-hit wonder.
Yeah.
Goose just said he's a DJ, so
So
he would know.
But yeah, he knows who he is. I was right. I can't even say the damn word.
Gran-
Granimal.
Animal?
Yeah, whatever the hell. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that. I'm trying to say that
I mean, I
right
think
there. Down there.
Yeah,
I'm
that
trying to
word
say
right
that
there.
Yeah, right there you go, right there.
All right.
The
Y'all ready to
music
wrap
is
this
horrible.
up?
Now he said
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Yeah, it's time for us to get out because I'm gonna have a hell of a time editing this show. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah, y'all are. Yeah, y'all are.
Yeah, we gotta edit all the potty.
Well,
I'm
that
sorry.
ain't that ain't gonna happen. I just ain't editing the potty mouth. I ain't got time. I ain't got time for all that. I ain't got time.
I'm sorry.
Beep, 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 beep.
All right, so look,
Yeah, let's do that.
everybody, like I said before, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel that you're on right now. Make sure you join up on the YouTube, the Facebook page, the 10-7 Facebook page, the group. All right, if you there's a couple questions to answer, go ahead and answer those questions. They're real easy. Like, do you like Slurpees from 7-Eleven or something? I don't know what they are, but they're easy questions.
It's real simple.
They're real.
Yeah.
They're real simple.
We're trying to grow our
You said
family.
keep the potty mouth. Trying to keep the grow the family.
How come
So-
her-
Thank you, Sheena. So
All right.
listen, I also before we wrap up, I want to say that everybody watching live, this is a new platform for us going live, and if y'all dig it, let us know. We can
Yep.
do it more. We usually
And if
just
you don't,
do the audio
Too
thing
bad.
and put it out on Mondays, and run it all week every
We don't
day
give a-
on New Twitch Radio at 7:00, and you can watch it. I mean, you can listen to it on demand on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Deezer, and Spreaker,
you took
and,
Justin's job.
and wherever you listen to your podcast. All right.
And
So if you dig this, if you dig this, because me personally, I like it. It's interactive. You guys can get in the chat. We could throw,
Exactly.
we could throw what y'all
Yeah, I
say
like
up there.
Yep.
You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm the one for immediate gratification,
Yeah.
and with the chat, that's what I get with you guys.
Yeah.
And I like being live anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if y'all like it and y'all want more of it,
Let us know.
let us know.
Yep.
If
now I
you
had to
in the
get my
group,
hair done, get my makeup.
Yep, you do.
You ain't got to listen.
Also,
We real. And,
I know.
and the people that watch is real.
Yeah.
that's right.
they
But I
gonna take
have to
us
get
to
my
where we
hair
come.
real done.
All right, Tyra. Justin, you ready to take us out?
Yep, I sure am. So everything Goose said is true, so I don't have to
That's
repeat
right.
it. But we want to thank y'all for checking us out here on the YouTube channel and in the Facebook group. And we'll check y'all next time. Make sure you listen out for the show. The recording will be available on all the podcast platforms on Monday. And Goose got something else to say. Go ahead. I see you over there. Go ahead.
So
We're never
because
going
what
to
I'm
end
saying
the show.
is, we decided to go live last minute. So next time we will give you guys more of a notice so that you guys can know and you can tell people and you can
Tell a friend to
invite
tell
people
a friend to tell a friend.
Exactly.
That's right.
And you're still
That's
gonna
right.
get text messages from me because that's how I tell everybody. Because if you don't tell people
Yeah.
like right away, like right when it's about to happen,
Mhm.
they
You like, we live right now.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
We love you. God bless you. Good night.
Oh, God bless and good night.
Thank you for coming out.
Love
God
y'all
bless you.
too.
Good night.
Thanks.
all right. We'll check y'all next time. We out of here. Peace.
We out.
Peace, y'all.